Hello and welcome back, and welcome to our 4-year anniversary! Yes, it's been 4 years of us pedantically going around the circles of martial arts on this very channel. You know, I actually started this channel because while I was at university, I wanted to start teaching in person, you know, get some experience of starting to do teaching martial arts while having the safety net of being at university. So I wanted to start an after-school club, or an after-class club, I guess. But then, of course, as it was 2020, COVID happened. And so instead of doing it in person, I decided to move my efforts to YouTube. From the remnants of what was an animation channel I did while I was a child. So, swings and roundabouts, I suppose. And first of all, may I say, if you're someone that joined back when I started this channel as, you know, the animation stuff, thank you for sticking with us for all the changes. And if you started watching this just 5 minutes ago, thank you as well. But we have a tradition here on this channel that with every anniversary, we take a look at a Keanu Reeves movie. As we started this channel by looking at The Matrix. And now we move on to look at Keanu Reeves' directorial debut. While his career was remade by the emergence of John Wick, there were always, of course, side ports, or side steps that went along the journey. This is one of those side steps. Will it be a success or will it be a failure? Let's take a look as we react to... Okay, what's wrong this week? Weird, it's like 2 time zones are faulting in on each other. A wormhole is opening. Oh, that's not good. Why is it always that the bad stuff happens as soon as I'm recording? What? Where am I? What? 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 I mean, very bad. I mean, this is a sign of the universe imploding in on itself, but still, oh, wow. I mean, it's you! From the very beginning! Look at you! Why so young? Although, not quite how I remember. Hair's a bit shorter and no real facial hair, really. Well, it's because of me, I suppose. Same person at 2 points in our time stream is probably sorting out the time differential. I'll probably all right itself once you're back in the right timeline, but wow! Do you really like to be such a fool? I don't remember being so conceited. What is this place? This place is so... Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Basic. How did you get all this? Spoilers. You'll find out when you get there. Assuming, of course, that we get you back to your own time, of course. Now, I'm just gonna run a few calculations. It's gonna take a little while. Just gonna find a way to unfurl the time differential. Well, while we're doing that, you wanna give me a hand on this video? So I'll tell you what, we'll work together to react to this scene. Wait, so you don't analyse them anymore? You just react to them? It's so cheap! What was your idea? Talk for 10 minutes at length about the analytical hypergamies of this film, only to then give a sappy conclusion to ham-fist a message to your audience? I can tell you just came out of university. So let's take a look at Man of Tai Chi. So this is of course the final fight scene of the film, as Tiger Chen is now taking on Keanu Reeves, after spending the film working in an underground fight club, which is founded by Reeves himself.
You owe me a life.
Can't we just settle this over a pint?
Now this film is said to be based on the life story of Tiger Chen, in his journey to Hollywood. In which case I must wonder, is this the journey that all martial arts actors must take when they are making their way to Hollywood? Do they have to fight someone? Do they need to fight? In which case, who did Jackie Chan fight in order to get to Hollywood? Chuck Norris? We know Bruce Lee fought Chuck Norris. So who did Jackie Chan fight? Now I'm curious.
Fight me. What do you think I've been doing?
There's apparently a story of that the stunt work behind the scenes of this film was difficult due to the height discrepancy between Reeves and Tiger Chen. There was a bit of a discrepancy and it caused some difficulties in the stunt work. I don't know, I've heard that, but I'm not 100% certain of that. It makes a lot of sense that this is Reeves' first directorial bout, because you can kind of tell that looking at it. There's a sort of unpolished feeling. Or a sort of feeling of student film. I'm not saying that to be pedantic. I'm not saying that as though that's a bad thing. You can tell though that while this is good, this is good directing. It's just that there's still some steps to go before you really polish it up. You're about 75% there. You know, it's funny watching this and seeing how many strikes are thrown and how many techniques are pulled off. Why am I not hooked into any of this? I should be feeling something, or I should be engaging with something when these attacks take place. And really it's because there is no impact. When a good punch is thrown, or when a good technique is thrown and hit by one of these techniques, there's no sense of that it hurt, or that it winded them, or that it really had any effect. And so therefore, any of the punches lose effect. It's not until the end when we're supposed to believe that these punches suddenly have effect. And so with that lack of impact, any real sense of engagement with this sort of fight scene is just lost.
Notice you've copied my beard?
Come on!
It looks as though Reeves is just... It looks as though he's just coked out of his mind there. Then the major conflict, of course, throughout this film is that this guy is compromising his morals by doing this underground fight club. And that he has to return to those morals in order to eventually defeat the threat. Which is a note found in many action films, or many martial arts films, such as Opium and the Kung Fu Master, for example, where you see the hero being destroyed over time throughout the film, only to then eventually rise back up by the climax of the film and reassert themselves as this master, as this back to this stronger version of themselves.
Do you know who you are, Tiger? Do you know what you are?
He is the one. He's beginning to believe.
Now there's always that debate about Tai Chi, about how practical it is. Not as unusual as you may think, in the right context. It's all about understanding the flow of energy. Think of it like the tides, for example. How the tides flow in and out. Compare that to the human body. How when we're throwing a punch, it goes in and out. Or in and out. You get my meaning. Understanding that flow of energy, as well as how you can manipulate it or use it to your advantage, away from the more spiritual sides of it, which can be hit or miss, can be used for thorough effect.
You owe me a life.
Yes, we know that one. Anything else?
Based on a true story, you say? So does it turn out that all martial arts actors have secret airbending powers, or is it just Tiger Chen? This one is a weird one. I can see why this film led to later success, because this was of course Keanu Reeves' first directorial debut, and then I believe there were also stunt people from behind the scenes that also helped to work on this, which later led to working to John Wick. So you can see those elements in there, and you can see a lot of elements as well that later led to John Wick in Keanu Reeves' abilities. But that doesn't mean it's good. I think the main reason why that is just due to the visuals, as it's just so grey. There's nothing really visually distinct within this film which really, or at least within this fight scene, that really makes it stand out. And you can see why comparing it to John Wick later on is probably a good thing. Keanu Reeves did not direct John Wick, but the same people would have worked on it as well behind the scenes, and you can tell that this was more of a stepping stone which later led to that later success. Because look at the visual tones of John Wick, the visual key tones of the colour changes, and of the specific lighting which is used to convey effect. Very different from here, which is just grey on top of grey on top of grey on top of monotone on top of grey. And it created its own visual style, whereas this is just bland on top of bland. You can see the hallmarks which later led to success, but you can tell it was a stepping stone. Not great, not terrible. I would consider it okay more than anything. Well, that's not good. The 2 points of space and time are merging further together. Hold on, use this. The sonic whoosh. You want to get sued? That's a pointer, but it is though. Oh yeah, go on. It's a screwdriver. Okay, just down to the last calculation. Just need to figure out how to do this. Just need to pull them apart, but how? Reverse the polarity! There we go, all done. The 2 points of the time stream are falling apart. Everything's gotta be sorted or hunky-dory. Right, you'll get pulled back to your own timeline soon enough. Yeah, cool. Well, while we've still got time, it's kind of weird. I don't know about any of this. I mean, I'm just a guy with a camera. How am I supposed to do all this? What if I'm not good enough? I remember what it was like being you. It's funny, I was so nervous at the start of it, unsure if anyone would watch or anyone would care. And then I tried to be all big, you know, all grumpy and important and serious, like you do when you're young. And you know what? It was miserable. I didn't like who I was. I'm pretty sure people didn't like the kind of person I was either. A lot of trying times are ahead of you, and if I'm honest, they're ahead for me as well. I'm gonna tell you what I think someone should have told me. You never know what's ahead, so just have fun along the way. Thank you. Now then, just one last switch from the Lourdes and you're all good to go. Lourdes. Kinda like that. You got a lot ahead of you, kid. I'll be seeing you. Right. The long way around.